Hi there, my name is Jami, and I'm a survivor of triple negative breast cancer. I survived that after 16 rounds of chemotherapy and a double mastectomy, aka breast amputation. Now, at the time of my double mastectomy, we did place expanders into my chest pockets, which were then later removed due to complications. And then I had deep flap reconstruction, which is where they take the fat from my tummy and they used it to recreate breast mounds. So no matter what kind of breast surgery you are having, I've had lumpectomies prior to this, I've had a double mastectomy, I've had expanders put in, and then I've had deep flap surgery. So that's a really long intro to say, been there, done that, and hopefully I have some helpful information for you guys today. Today we're going to be talking about things that were super helpful to me during my recovery and things that I highly, highly recommend. I have a top 3 items that I highly recommend, and then quite a longer list of other items that also prove to be helpful. So let's jump right into it. All right, number 1 item that I highly, highly recommend as far as any breast surgery recovery goes, this is a mastectomy pillow. Now, I purchased this one off of Amazon, but you can find them also on Etsy and I'm sure other places as well. A mastectomy pillow is a wraparound pillow. There's essentially 3 different sections. You have the middle pillow, you have one for underneath each arm with the arm cutouts. Now mine has the strap that wraps around the back. I have seen others that have straps for over the shoulder. This brought me so much comfort as I was recovering from my mastectomy because it's just kind of a buffer. You have this terrible fear that things are gonna bump into you or that, you know, a cat might jump on top of you or whatever that might be. And this just brings added comfort along with very light compression. Now, I lived my life in a lift chair soon after my mastectomy surgery, and I would get in my chair and have my husband help me with this pillow, and I would get all settled, and that's pretty much where I lived. Now, it has this little pocket in the front. I don't know what they expect you to put there, your phone, a book, whatever. But regardless of if it has a pocket or not, definitely get you a mastectomy pillow. Number 2 item that I recommend is a lift chair. Now, I don't have one at my house right now because I actually found a nonprofit in my city that loaned out lift chairs to women that were going through mastectomy. So I would highly encourage you to do a little Google search in your area and see if that is an option. If not, you can find them somewhat affordable on Amazon. And also you can check with medical supply companies. Now, what is this? It is essentially a recliner chair, but it will stand you completely up. Your core muscles are going to be zapped, completely dead, and you're not supposed to use your arms at all after a mastectomy. That makes it very difficult to get up and down. And this chair, this lift chair, made that possible for me. I had a remote control on mine, so I would just grab that remote, stand in front of it, and it would sit me down or sit me back up, whatever I was needing. Definitely look at getting you a lift chair. Number 3 item I recommend for mastectomy recovery. It is a wedge pillow system. Now, this is 4 pieces of mine. It's actually a 6-piece system, but I am quite a few months out from my surgery, and I am still using some of the pieces for my wedge pillow system. Each little piece has Velcro on it, so you can make it in all different kinds of configurations. This one was purchased off of Amazon, and it gave directions as to different ways that you could put it together, but the possibilities really are endless. It helps you sit up when you do decide to move to your bed. I stayed in my recliner for quite a few weeks after my surgery, but when I was ready to move to bed, this was really helpful. And even when I was in the lift chair, I used some of these smaller arch ones to place under my knees to make it a lot more comfortable to sit. Highly recommend the wedge pillow system. Okay, so those were my top 3 items: the mastectomy pillow, the wedge pillow system, and the lift chair. Everything else left on this list are just helpful items that you might need. What I'm doing right now is showing you one of the mastectomy shirts that are available for you. So mastectomy shirts basically are just shirts with pockets on the inside, and I'll try to show you as best I can on a black shirt in just a second. This one was really, really helpful immediately after surgery. Why is this one a little bit different than the other one I'm going to show you in a second? This one has snaps up here on the shoulder part. It has snaps all the way down the side. I just have the top one snapped here, but then it also has those pockets on the inside, which are perfect for your drains. And we're going to talk a little bit more about drains in just a minute. But this tank I found really, really helpful and really comfortable to hold my drains, but also be able to get in and out of really easily. Now, this is a different version of a mastectomy shirt. It's actually the top to a set of pajamas. So you can find them just in shirts. You can find them in short pajama sets. You can find them in pant pajama sets. You can even find robes that have those mastectomy pouches built into them. I'm sorry, drain pouches built into them. So this just looks like a regular pajama top, but when you open it up, it does have those pouches for the drains on the inside. Now, if you know someone that's a seamstress, you can actually just buy cheap pajama tops and have them add some pockets to the inside to hold your drains. Yes, there are drain belts, and I'm going to show you those in just a minute, but I really enjoyed having the shirts that held the drains. Everything is personal preference. Some people prefer the belts, some people prefer the shirts. So it's just a couple different options of things that you might want to get. Okay, let's continue our conversation about drains. These are what are called drain pouches. They are different things that you can wear around your waist to put those drains in. If you don't have the attachments on your bra, or if you're just wearing regular clothing, I had to wear drains for a really long time. So I like fashion, I like changing my outfits all the time, and I was wearing regular clothes, trust me. So these drain belts were fabulous. Now, this is one that one of the hospitals gave me. It does its job, but I just really didn't love it. This is one that I absolutely loved. Why did I love this one? First of all, the strap around my waist was really comfortable. If I had a tank or something on, I could wear it higher on my waist and cinch it up. If I didn't have that, I could make it a little bit looser and wear it down on my pants. Also, the pockets move around. So maybe you like them really close in the front. Maybe you like them around over on your hips. You can slide them around. Now, at one point, I had gotten all the drains out of one side of my body, but just had them on the other. And I slid one of these pouches off and just wore the one that I needed. So I really love the versatility of this drain pouch. Now let's talk about what are you going to do with those drains when you take a shower. First of all, I had one surgeon that let me shower with drains, another that did not. Totally up to your surgeon to give that advice. This is something that was purchased for me. It was like a lanyard that I could slip my drains in and put it around my neck for in the shower. Really, there's no need to buy special things for in the shower. You can actually just get a lanyard, like go to the Dollar Tree and just get a cheap lanyard, and you can just open up the clip on it and slide the drains on there. No reason to buy anything fancy for this, but this was just gifted to me, and so I had it. For after your surgery, you might want to consider getting either some scar tape or some scar cream. I've said it a bazillion times, but check with your surgeon as to when you can actually start using these items, but definitely great for reducing scarring after surgery. I should actually probably put this in my top 4 items instead of just having a top 3. A Sonicare toothbrush. Now, I guess it doesn't have to be a Sonicare, but I was told to keep my arms immobile after surgery. That meant that brushing my teeth was going to be really hard, but with the use of an electric toothbrush, I could do very minimal arm movements and still get my teeth really clean. The same point of not moving your arms, I would highly recommend getting a bidet attachment for your toilet. And then also there's like this little wand. It's on my Amazon storefront. It's like a wand that you can put toilet paper in to help wipe your booty. There's nothing worse than having to ask someone to clean you after going to the bathroom. So a bidet attachment or a little wiping tool, super, super helpful. Okay, moving on to mastectomy bras. Now, this is something that you might want to go ahead and ask your surgeon about because many of the surgeons have preferred brands. This is one of the mastectomy bras that I came out of surgery wearing, and you will come out of surgery wearing one. Some doctors provide them, and some of them ask you to bring them. And I'm going to show you two different ones because I had several different surgeons, and every surgeon wanted something different. This is one that I came out of 3 of my different surgeries wearing, and I hated it at the time, but now I find it really comfortable. Things that are really important to look for is always a front opening. You are not going to be able to reach around to do a bra, and you're not going to be able to do the twisty move that some women do as well. It is essential that you have a front opening bra. Now, this one also has adjustable shoulder straps. The next one I show you is not going to have that. But one thing that I really loved about this one, it had these little loops right here, these little ribbons, and those were also to hold your drains. You will come out of surgery. Well, I don't want to say you will, because every person's journey is different. But every surgery that I had, I came out of surgery with drains. They are tubes that go into your body that help to drain the extra fluid, and then they'll have a little bulb at the bottom of it. And so you don't want them to be just like hanging because that would hurt coming out of your body. So they have little clips on them, and I would just clip them to this bra while I was wearing it. Or you can put those bulbs in those drain pockets on the shirts that I just showed you earlier. So this is the bra that one surgeon had me wear. Another one just had me in this very basic, looser fitting bra. One surgeon wanted me in compression. The other did not require compression, so it was more of like a comfort bra. But again, it opened in the front. Absolutely essential that your bra opens in the front. Now, on my Amazon storefront, I have shared a couple that I have enjoyed, but ask your surgeon before you go spending any money on expensive bras. Okay, this last little section of our video is going to be on medical supplies and medical things that you might need. Again, this is definitely dependent upon your surgeon. At my first mastectomy, when they placed my expanders in, I didn't need a lot of medical supplies at home, but in later surgeries, I definitely did. But these are some things that you can easily find on Amazon, but it might be worth asking your surgeon if they want you to have them beforehand. The first thing was super wide ace bandages. My first surgeon wanted to keep me in compression, and so when I didn't want to wear those super uncomfortable bras, I could just use ace bandage and wrap that completely around my chest, and it still provided the compression that I needed. So ace bandages were definitely something that I used a lot of. All of my surgeons required me to be in compression socks for a certain amount of time. Now, they all provided some compression socks when I left their clinics, but I liked having my own at home. So compression socks are another thing to keep in mind. I have talked several times about drains. This is a drain sponge. You can see from the diagram on the back of the package, it is a sponge with a split down the bottom. So you can just pop this right over where that drain comes out of your body. And then I put a little piece of surgical tape right here. These were fabulous for keeping that site clean. Also, iodine swabs were something that I used a lot. I'm just going to go ahead and open this one. They're super messy and icky, but fabulous at the same time. It is a super easy way to keep a surgical site. Okay, I use these to wipe around where that drain came out of my skin. I would wipe this on that area, make sure that it kept it really sanitary, let it dry, and then I would put that drain sponge on with the tape around it. So I made sure that I kept that area super, super clean. Another thing that I used tons of were ABD pads. These are just a big gauze thick pad. I think I used these with every single one of my surgeries too. So they're not that expensive, would be really helpful to have some of these on hand. And the last medical thing that I would recommend, I just looked at my desk and there's iodine all over it now. But the last medical thing I would recommend is making sure that you have some Miralax or some Dulcolax chews or something on hand. There is nothing worse than getting super constipated after surgery, and trust me, it will happen. Now, I want to wrap this up by telling you all of these items are on my Amazon storefront. So if you forget something, just go check out that Amazon storefront. You'll find the link to it in the comment section of this video. I would highly recommend you make an Amazon wish list and you send it out to people when they say, hey, what can I do to help? I hate that question, but an Amazon wish list makes it really easy to give an answer. If you're going to do that, make sure that you have, this is not the one I wanted. I wanted a DoorDash gift card. Instacart would work too, but DoorDash was an absolute godsend to me while I was healing because I didn't have to cook. So check out that Amazon storefront. If you're the one going through surgery, I highly recommend you create an Amazon wish list yourself. And more than anything, I am wishing you the best of luck in your surgeries, and feel free to comment with any questions, concerns, fears that you might have about your upcoming surgery, because I would love to walk you along the steps of it. Okay, I guess that's it. Thanks so much for tuning in.